Here I experience joy and excitement. It is nice to create something and see it succeed.
I don't think we should be threatened by robotics or artificial intelligence. These things are there to make our lives easier and help us to do things better and faster.
Usually I get up at 5 in the morning and get ready for school. As soon as I'm done, I then head off to school. So my mom drives me to school, and I usually get there at 6 before like everyone. There will be a certain few people there before or after I get there. I have 3 siblings altogether, 1 older brother, 1 older sister, and my younger brother. My younger brother, he likes to be outside a lot, and he gets messy quite easily. My sister is more like me. She likes staying inside her room. And also my older brother is just like that. We just like staying over in our room with our phones. When I get to school, I wait for our teachers to show up. While waiting, we sometimes play together as friends. That's how my day starts. I battled a lot in my previous schools. Sometimes I couldn't understand how to read or write subjects like Afrikaans or English.
With over 50 simple ideas to people on city. So anyway, let the challenge begin.
He was doing fine, but in grade 3, during the middle of the day, that is where we start to realize that it's like he is having difficulties in learning academically and all that.
Every time I repeated a class, I felt sad because it meant that I would have to be with younger kids. That was not nice.
So we could see at the same time, this for him to be repeating is not really helping with anything. It's not like after that there will be something better and all that. So that is where we kept on trying to look for another school.
I started in February 2023. Things are much better for me. I'm studying things that I have always enjoyed from when I was a child.
I live with my mom and dad and my little brother. We all love Saturdays because then we can all take a bit of a break from school and work and just relax. We are quite a close family and we love spending time together. Family is very important to me. My parents mean the world to me, and I'm very grateful to have all of them in my life, including my little brother. But my academics is also very important to me. So I make sure that I spend enough hours behind my books too. I like school. Of course, it's a big part of my life, but so I feel like if I didn't like it, I'd be miserable most of the time. But apart from that, I like school. I like the subjects I take. I like my friends. I like school. But there was a time when school was a bit of a nightmare. We were moving around quite a bit, which means every now and then I had to go to a new school. I'm quite an extrovert, but every time I started a new school, I became quite introverted. And that made me the target of bullying. In my case, the bullying I experienced was verbal bullying. So I would hear like people say bad things about me when I'm right there. And yeah, so I don't know, that took a really big toll on me emotionally, so. The bullying made that I became quite insecure. I lost a lot of my self-confidence and I was scared to tackle new things.
Jessica is actually a very bubbly person, very extroverted. She likes to meet people, she loves people, but suddenly when this bullying thing started, she became a bit withdrawn.
Well, I used to carry a diary around and that practically helped me blow off some steam. So it helped me to cope a bit and to also voice out my emotions. And it really helped me to just get through every day that was difficult, and I'd write it down and get it out of my head and not let it bother me as much. I do believe that these things make a person stronger, so I feel like if I didn't go through it, then I probably wouldn't be the person I am today. But there's one thing that helped to restore my self-esteem. It's something that always intrigued me, and I started realizing I'm actually pretty good at it.
Welcome to our robotics class. This is where all the cool things happen.
Morning, everyone. How you doing? Good.
This is one of my favorite subjects. Here I experience joy and excitement.
Okay, so today I'm really excited to bring Bryn Caldwell with me. So Bryn is a mechatronics engineer. That means he's a real live robotics scientist. Can you believe it?
The coding and robotics class is very fun, and sometimes I enjoy building a robot out of Legos because I can make them move and so much more.
So he's going to help me do a class today, and so it should be a lot of fun.
It is nice to create something and see it succeed.
So here we have an apprentice bot, and I programmed him to show us some very cool LEDs. So this is basically a mini smart home. Who knows what a smart home is? Well, we can almost automate anything we want to. So we can come and we can put some Lego pieces on this line over here, and we can see if our line following car can get them off of the road. Okay, so we take our cable, we plug it in to give our robot power, or else it won't work. Okay, so if we place our car on the road, you'll see that it starts to follow the line, and it brings all of our little trash or our Lego pieces with it.
we've been able to blend those very different subjects, and maths, of course, with coding and robotics, so that the one actually increases understanding of the other, you know, in very practical ways. And I think that's the type of thing, is you want that versatile sort of human being who's inventive, can actually really look at what can they do, you know, that if we can give a child a tool set and allow them to create something new. So a good example would be, one day I'll bring in a whisk from a food mixer, and I'll hot glue a piece of Lego onto that, and I'll say to, right kids, I want you to build me a cake mixing robot, okay? And do you know that within 2 hours there's a working prototype of a cake mixing robot that will drive up to the bowl, lower the whisk, mix the ingredients, lift the whisk again, and then go back to its unit.
It's really fun, but the problem that I'm facing right now is that I can't find some pieces for a robot. This stuff is quite expensive, so I sometimes have to wait a very long time to find one piece. When I eventually find it, that piece may be too big or too small, so doing robotics is challenging.
I've always been interested in computers and how we can use them to make our lives easier and to accomplish great things. So robotics immediately piqued my interest. So in 2019, around December, my dad showed me a video that discussed Jeff Bezos' plan for the future. So I was quite hooked because they were talking about drones, and I just found it very cool that something that is not human can completely change our world and completely change the way we live. From there, I started educating myself on programming and robotics. Some of my friends and I started attending robotics classes at the University of the Free State. Robotics basically combines the use of electronics, mechanics, and coding software to program robots to do particular jobs.
Okay, so assignment for today, pretty simple stuff. We're just going to be building a very simple car with a couple of design constraints, and the purpose of the car is to detect when it's hit something, it'll reverse, it'll stop, and that's your entire program.
I think just seeing how the robot needs to be instructed to work and to function, I think that's what makes it very interesting for me, that it doesn't function on its own. You have to be very detailed to the robot to tell it exactly what you want, otherwise it's gonna be a problem. In the process, one learns important skills like problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity. These are all things that are going to become more and more in demand in the workplace one day.
Cool, so car is built, congratulations, just make sure it stays built. And now all that's left to do is to program it. So remember, we're going to program it so that it basically just keeps on driving, and when it hits something, it'll stop, reverse for a little bit, and then stop again. Okay, and you see here, you already have that yellow block when program starts. Right, this one probably, yes, start motor. Perfect. And now, do you see where it says A on the start motor? That's why I said you must remember which port you plugged it into. Clockwise is correct. So just stop it now. Time to put it to the test now. Does it work in the real world the same way you thought it works from testing it? So what I want to introduce you to today is the extension of robotics into the world of Arduinos.
I'm also starting to learn how robotics can be used in conjunction with electronics to create so-called smart homes. That's now where you can do things like make your lights go on and off without even being there. Pretty cool.
I remember seeing the class at the beginning of last year, and there were about 50 faces just looking equally terrified up as me as I gave the introduction presentation, like, what have we got ourselves into? And so, absolutely congratulations to the people that stayed and the people that learned something. And Jessica is definitely one of those people who has progressed. Assuming you've done everything correctly, light turns on. Like, I can see when she writes the stuff, when she reasons about it, there's definitely a progression there of what she didn't know then and what she knows now. And if you've done everything right, there's your first circuit, working. And you haven't blown anything up.
I personally don't think that robots will take over the world because quite frankly, it's not possible because robots need to be programmed and the only people that can do that is human beings, so. It has many positive aspects to it, and I think it can assist humans with doing many tasks faster and more effectively. We don't know what the future holds, but I think we can be pretty sure that robotics will become more and more important.
After school, I spend time playing things like video games. I prefer being indoors, so I hardly go out. So if I'm not playing video games, I am watching YouTube videos on how to code better and improve my robotics.
He's doing so great. And beside the academic side of things, he has came back because there was a time that we could really see that we have lost our child. He didn't want to interact with other kids. He didn't have friends. He just want to stay inside doing nothing. But at least I think coding and robotics, Legos and all those kind of things, they become like a savior to him. Because since he started that, and since he started attending the current school, that is where you could see that you have found him back, he's back.
When I finish school, I would like to do something that has to do with coding. I would like to teach young children like myself how to code and do robotics. There's a lot that one can do with this stuff. You can build your own things. That's why I want other kids to learn it as well.
my self-esteem, what robotics did to me, I think it really mostly gave me a sense of identity, and it helped me gain confidence in a specific field that I know, okay, I'm good with robotics, I'm good with programming, and that's my thing.
It was really very encouraging to see her pick up again and then finding herself in another field.
I would like to tell the kids who are being bullied right now that honestly, the people that are bullying you because mainly they are jealous of something you have that they don't have. And I think honestly, they know you have something special that just doesn't sit well with them, so they want to tamper with that and try to destroy it. Just as difficult as it sounds, try to ignore them and, you know, just try to stick to your own path and do what you want to do what you love to do. I want to study computer science, so I want to become a software engineer. It's my passion, and I honestly really want to learn more about programming and the world of robotics and how everything is working, and I want to be a part of creating new things and making a difference in the future. I think we should concentrate on the things that make us human, things that robots will never be able to copy, like being kind and being fair and being a good friend.